Hey everybody, I wanted to talk a little bit about job security. I think a lot of folks are feeling right now that they don't have a lot of job security at Telus, especially the people that have been moved into the office all of a sudden after 5 to 15 years or being moved from Ontario to Quebec. And, a union, one of the main things that a union does is fight for job security, even apart from wages and benefits and all that stuff. Because if you don't feel like that you're going to continue to have a job in the near future, well, what's the point of any of that other stuff? And I think part of understanding where we're at now and understanding even the choice of whether to stay with this company or whether to take a VSP or whatever, I think that comes into better context if you know the history of our fight against TELUS for job security. So in 2005, there was a lockout. It was a 5-month lockout. And the main issue was job security in the sense that the company wanted to offshore as much of our work as they could or contract out as much of our work as they could. And they weren't previously allowed to do that before 2005. So there was a big labor dispute, it was a lockout, and the union ran out of money, ran out of picket pay after a few months. And so we lost the ability to restrict the company from contracting out and offshoring, except we won one thing when it comes to contracting out. And actually it's in the collective agreement, it's still in the collective agreement, article 22.01. It says no regular employee will be laid off as a direct result of the company contracting out work that is normally and currently performed by bargaining unit employees. That's very important language. Ever since then, if the company wants to downsize their operations and contract out more, they have to actually get people's buy-in to do that. So that's where voluntary severance packages come in, and those packages came in pretty soon after 2005. And they've been using these packages to cut down the bargaining unit by thousands of members and have done so for that whole period since 2005. That's what, they're not offering packages because they are generous. That's why, they can't just lay you off easily because, we'd be able to point out, hey, we'd have double, triple the membership if it weren't for contracting out. So they have to pay people to leave. And they've issued VSPs across our customer experience department. About 1,000 members have just received the third package offering in the last couple of years. And at this point, the people that haven't left yet, they don't really want to leave. They don't want a package, they want a career. And so the company is in a difficult spot. And I'm convinced that what they're thinking is, and it's just imagine what you would think. If you were prevented from laying people off and you were trying to package them out with offers, but you packaged everybody out that wants to leave, what do you do at that point? And let's imagine that you don't have to think about right and wrong and you can just do whatever you want. It makes sense to try to change the workplace, change the working conditions so that people just want to leave. Bring them back into the office, even though they're call center workers, even though this work is being done from home all over the world. Bring them back into the office after 5 or 15 years of working from home, or move a bunch of folks from Ontario to Quebec. And then you offer the packages, right? So you have the carrot and the stick. Now, does that mean that, that's the end of job security? That, this brilliant idea exists that you try to, scramble the workplace and get people to leave? No, because you're not allowed to do it like that. That's the importance of this language. That's the importance of why we won this language. But the company can, break a collective agreement. You can grieve it, and that's what we've done. And, then the company can think, well, by the time you get to the arbitration, everybody will be gone anyway. So then we filed an injunction, and we actually got the injunction granted that we're essentially should be able to hear the arbitration before all this movement to work from office and this movement from Ontario to Quebec. And that's not good enough for the company. So they have these pressurization meetings the day after we won the injunction across the country, basically telling people, hey, for the first time in many years, we might just stop using VSPs, even though we've been using them again and again and again. And we maybe if there is a VSP, it'll be way less, which would be a total departure from what they've done. If anything, they've scaled them up over the years. And make people feel like they need to leave before finding out from the arbitrator what their rights are, right? Basically telling members that there's going to be a financial penalty potentially to you sticking around and finding out what your rights are. This is a company that calls itself one of the most ethical companies in Canada, and this is how they act. And the reason I'm telling you this is you can have rights in the collective agreement, you can have rights in the law, you can even have the Supreme Court of BC tell you, hey, you've got rights. Let's not let this company pressure you, and still the company will come after you. And ultimately, the only thing that guarantees your job security is your willingness to fight for your job. Okay, we can bargain an agreement, we can grieve it when they break it, we can go to court, and they'll always have a tactic, but it's up to you whether those tactics work. And I hope that you know that you have a union that will fight every step of the way so that you get your rights, but we need you to fight for yourself, right? So it's up to folks whether they want to take a package or not. But what the union is saying is if you do want your career, if you're not willing to get chased out of your job, if you feel like you're being bullied out of your job and you want to make a stand, we're here for you. And we're going to fight this company every step of the way and make sure that you get the rights that you deserve. And we're going to make sure that all of Canada knows Telus' true colors. We're going to try to change how Telus is doing business by showing Canadians that they're not the ethical company that they like to pretend that they are, right? So we're here for you if you want to stick around and if you want to fight for your job and make a stand. And that's all I wanted to get across to you. Thank you.